hello, this is another episode into an episode of a series. We went through the first trial day of episode 2 Stolen Turnabout, and there was a twist and a turn. And there was a murder, apparently, which we probably should have expected, given that this is a mystery series. It's almost always murder. So, we better crack on back in. It's October. Jesus Christ, it is October. What's going on? It's Octoberception.
You know, I'm glad we found the urn and all, but poor Mr. DeLite got arrested again.
Well, supposedly Mr. DeLite was in the CEO's office when the murder occurred.
No way, Jose! I don't buy it! But the one who proved that Mr. DeLite was here was Mr. Nick himself. At least, from what I can understand.
Looks like you did too good of a job this time, Nick. Well, how about we get started looking into the KB security murder?
I think I'm going to head back to Corrine Village for a little while, if that's alright.
Sure, but why?
I'm going to bring the sacred urn back and have some people take a look at it.
Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go with.
No, Mystic Maya! You have to stay here. I want you two to spend some special quality time together, full of love and happiness.
Pearls is so caught up in her fantasy, she forgot there's a murder to solve.
Now remember, no fighting, okay?
She teleported.
Okay, Nick. Time to get going on this murder investigation.
You must be relieved we got the sacred urn back, right?
You bet. But there's something a little different about it.
Hmm?
Don't come at me. It's pretty obvious, isn't it?
I mean, take a look at this. It clearly says, I am, on the urn in the poster. But the urn we got back says Ami, like it always used to. Oh yeah, you're right. Plus, the vase has pink splotches on it now. I'm sure they weren't there before. Maya doesn't know, but 1 year ago, when the urn was broken, the repairer accidentally turned Mystic Ami's name into I am. And that repairer was one mechanically unskilled little Pearls. But still, I don't remember ever seeing pink splotches on it. Is it possible the urn's a fake? I'm sure Pearls will find out about that when she gets back to Corrine Village. Yeah, I suppose. Now that I think about it, Maya hasn't been back to Corrine Village in a long time. So, I guess people still go to Corrine Village to do their training, right?
Yep. If you want to become a spirit medium, you need to undergo severe training.
So why haven't you been training lately, Maya?
Well, lately I've been thinking of heading to a channeling dojo to do just that.
Channeling dojo? Sounds pretty serious, whatever that is.
Yeah!
Sunrose, why did you do that? You jump-scared me. You jump-scared me with a non-alcoholic Phoenix Wright. How dare you?
If you're going to train, you have to be serious. Otherwise, real tragedies can happen.
Is what happened last year still bothering you? That murder in her village, it happened because the power of channeling was misused. When a medium uses the Corrine technique, she temporarily loses her own will. So when an especially strong spirit is summoned, the spirit medium can get taken over and even forced to commit terrible crimes. What's worse, in those cases, the spirit medium has no memory of what happened. That murder, it wasn't your fault, Maya. You know that, don't you? I suppose not, but I guess I'm still a bit shaken up. That's all. It sounds like being the master of Karine is going to be a heavy responsibility. Anyway, you want to solve a murder now? Let's go! Yes, that was pretty good. Anyway. We have many places we can go, including Ron's house. Whatever the hell this place is. The Treasures of Karine exhibit is all ruined now. Maya. I'm sorry, it's just so sad. This was our big chance for everyone to learn about spirit channeling. Maybe I can cheer her up somehow. Well, now that we've got the sacred urn back, maybe they could reopen it? Really? Sure, maybe we can label it the Urn of Mask DeMasque's Desires. That would probably attract a lot of attention. Whoa. 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 That's brilliant, Nick! We could clean up and be filthy rich! Woohoo! That was surprisingly easy. So she likes money. That's what she likes. I need to snoot down here for a second. Burr. Burr. Look at my little icon. Burr. Burr. Oh, it's you, Mr. Wright. Miss Andrews. What's she still hanging around down here for? So, how is it going? What about the sacred urn? The urn? Oh, that. It's been taken care of already. What do you mean, oh, that? Taken care of? Do you mean it's been found? Yes! It was brought in during the trial today. Wow, really? You really are the greatest, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright had nothing to do with it. It was Mask DeMasque's wife that found it. Well, anyway, I'm so relieved. I just heard all about it on the news. So that detective was actually the thief all along. It looks that way right now. It's all my fault. I'm the one who ended up hiring DeMasque to guard the treasure. Don't blame yourself. You were just doing your job. Hey Nick, if she wants to apologize, you should let her. So, when was it that you hired Detective Otme again? About 20 days ago? And when was it that Mask DeMasque's calling card arrived? That was about 10 days ago. So he sent a calling card to the very place he was hired to guard. I guess that's it then. Detective Atney must have really wanted the sacred urn after all. I guess so. What? So Mask DeMasque murdered someone as well? Well, that's how things look right now. Yes, but I thought he was here stealing the urn at the time. Well, we're talking about a crystal. Mastermind. We're talking about a criminal mastermind, so anything is possible. Nick, let's get down to business already. On the night of the theft, did you notice anything suspicious about Detective Atme? No, I couldn't have. After all, he was hidden the entire time. I never even caught a glimpse of him. He claims that's the way he always operates. That's just what he says, so he can have an alibi while he commits the thefts himself. Yeah, he was caught in the crime scene photo dressed up as Mask DeMasque pretty well. Apart from the nose. The nose might be a problem. I'm so glad that you got your secret urn back. Yeah, but there's still something that bothers me about it. What is it? I'm not exactly sure, but somehow the urn that came back seems different. Really? You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Miss Andrews? No, I don't know anything. Why would I? Cyclops. What do you think this means, Nick? It means the person that holds the secret to the mystery of the sacred urn is our very own Miss Andrews. We have new Snoops. It looks like the door to the actual storeroom. I can see lots of big boxes and stuff back there. I guess that's where they were keeping the sacred urn. Remember, Maya, Miss Andrews said we're not allowed in there. Anyway, the blood. It looks to me like it's been dry for several days. There's something suspicious about this paint mark. The bottom left part of it is shaped oddly, and it's shocking pink. I don't see how the color of the paint is in any way important. Because there's none here. Actually, no. Does this just bring up the burr text? The legendary burr text. Why would anybody write hamburger that big? Well, many reasons. That's not even the same thing. That's a violent typo. Where's the box? Indeed, not new text. I wonder if they'll notice the paint. Ah!
Sorry.
There's that Hector dog.
Detective Otme said he got hit on the back of the head with this by the thief. That was obviously a lie. Because it turned out that Otme was the real thief. It's still hard to believe.
It looks like Adrian feels really bad about it.
I'm going to take full responsibility and fix that sword myself! I know I don't look it, but I have complete confidence that I can fix it right up. I promise I'll fix it so you never knew it was bent in the first place. Please be gentle with it. And yet, he still wouldn't take a picture of him. I guess he's not as smart as he pretends to be.
The camera belonged to Lordly Taylor, so he knew he couldn't tamper with it. So then why would Mask DeMasque allow that to happen? Oh good, that's linked. Do you think we should talk to him? Do you think we should ask her questions? What's going on in my collection of things? See, the brooch. The bromide. Dramatic lighting. Keycard. Wallet. You think I should try and talk to him? Why do I keep doing that? So, do you know anything about the sacred urn?
Who? Me? In court today, Miss DeLite brought the urn back. But it's a little different from the urn I remember.
So Adrian does know something that she's not telling us.
Nick, I want to find out about the murder, but I also want to know about the urn.
I'd like to know myself. Another loose end to tie up, I guess. Let's see how it's going.
Take that!
Miss Andrews, do you know anything about the sacred urn?
Do I know anything? I'm in charge of the entire treasure exhibit.
The urn that was submitted before the court today, it's obviously not the same urn as before.
Well, that's true. Maybe it isn't the same. It could be a fake.
A fake?
You're the one who said it wasn't the same, so that's the most obvious explanation. Do you have any evidence the urn that was submitted at the trial was genuine?
Well, there was ye old boy. There's the box. The box was there. That seems pretty obvious. But she raises a fine point, and I'm being a bit stupid here. So,
I mean, your evidence is fake too, as I expected.
fuck. Heck. Well, I briefly got shot, so that's that's totally what happened. Like, that shot me with a gun. Well, according to that, it's the correct urn because it's speckled. Should I show that?
Take that!
Or am I being shot again? I'm being shot again. As you see, if you fail at these things, you get shot with a gun. That's totally a gun. Or it's my brain exploding. So we put a pin in this. Let's go to business. With a loud gulp. Wow, this place is literally crawling with cops.
What did you expect? Now that they know he was Mask DeMasque, this must be incredibly embarrassing for them, don't you think?
Yeah, I guess they're trying to make up for it by tearing this place apart. Hey, I just noticed. Gumshoe's nowhere to be seen.
Well, he is a homicide detective. He's probably working on a murder case.
But wasn't he in charge of the Mask DeMasque investigation all the way up to yesterday?
Well, a murder case is a lot more exciting, isn't it? He'd say something like, "There's nothing like a good murder case, pal."
Points for the quality of the impression, but I'm not sure Gumshoe has bloodlust, Maya. How do we know? Is there anything to snoop at? We appear to be snoopless this day. We examined everything yesterday. Well, we have 3 hilarious locations. Well, while we're hopping through these locations in weird orders, let's go to Ron's house. What a lovely house. What a what a lovely house. What a heckin' like Charsnable mask that is. Asnable?
Oh, Nicky boy, Maya!
Miss DeLite.
All I wanted to do was help my dear Ronnie.
Yeah, but I guess it ended up hurting his case.
Don't say that, Nick. She doesn't need your help beating herself up. Hey, Nicky boy, please, please help Ronnie. He's not a killer, I swear. My Ronnie wouldn't hurt a fly.
Alright, I'll poke around and see what I can find out.
Really? Are you serious? Oh, I'm so happy. I knew asking for your help was the right thing to do. I don't know what I can do to help anymore.
I had no idea Miss DeLite had such a vulnerable side. This is the troublesome creature. That's a TNT. So Ron received a blackmail letter, huh?
Do you think Miss DeLite knows about this?
Well, if she did, I don't think she would have been smiling like that.
I wonder if we should tell her about it.
I think it'd be smarter if we didn't. Don't present that to her. There's always some beautiful wigs to look at. There's always some beautiful explosives to look at. There's a balloon.
Nick! It's a torpedo!
Yep, that's a torpedo.
Where did you get a torpedo?
Torpedo store? Torpedo store. Beautiful swords, beautiful guns, beautiful swords, beautiful beards. You could even pretend to be the judge with that beard. Oh. Okay, let's make eye contact.
Listen carefully, Nicky boy. My Ronnie would never ever kill anyone. It's just not in him. I don't think he would either, Nick.
Yeah, but you have to admit he's got a bit of a temper to him. It's not that hard to imagine him just snapping and screaming, "Please die!"
He would never say that. Anyway, Miss DeLite, he might not be a killer, but he's still going around saying that he's a thief. I already told you, that's just a fantasy for him.
Miss DeLite, I hate to say it, but you're the one living in a fantasy world.
What? How dare you say that to me, Nicky boy? I know everything about my Ronnie. We don't have any secrets between us. Ronnie isn't the thieving type. He's so honest that he wouldn't even sneak a nap. He's so honest that he wouldn't even steal a glance. A thief. The very idea.
I guess I just don't get it.
Huh? Get what?
I just can't understand how they can be so different and yet be such a happy couple.
Yeah, they sure are different. Come on now, Nicky boy. It's not that mysterious, is it? It was love at first sight.
For me, anyway.
What? For you?
Now, normal play is to not pick up on the thread that was just dropped and instead start another thread.
I hate these kinds of people more than anything. You mean ace detectives? No, I'm fine with ace detectives. Oh, so then you must mean thieves? No, they're alright too. I just hate thieves that pretend to be ace detectives. There's nothing I hate more than cowardly men. By the way, why did you go to Detective Atney's office anyway? Well, as the trial went on, I started to get more and more anxious. I went there to try and find out more about the real criminal. The real criminal? Yes, obviously, the real Mask DeMasque is not my Ronnie, right? Yeah? And Detective Atney knew more about Mask DeMasque than anyone else. They mentioned him on the Great People Around Town segment on TV.
So then, you went there to ask him some questions?
That's right. I'll do whatever it takes to save my man.
She heckin' will.
His secretary said the ace detective isn't in right now. But I forced my way past her and into his hideout.
I wouldn't exactly call that office of his a hideout.
That bag was sitting right there on top of the table. Oh yeah, we saw that back there yesterday too. There's nothing lower than someone who would try to put a crime on somebody else.
Let's talk about Gaby.
Miss DeLite, Do you know about KB Security? Don't be silly, of course I do. That's where my Ronnie works.
So, she thinks he still works there, huh? And yet, according to what we heard today... Do I just do like a... I'm fired, dude. He was many things. Hang on, we don't know if he quit or if he was fired. Actually. But like, Phoenix goes, Ron quit. He doesn't work there anymore. I mean, after possibly killing the CEO, like... I think he might be fired.
It looks like Mrs. DeLite doesn't know. KB Security is only about 20 minutes away. By a motorcycle, that is.
Larry told me it takes 30 minutes by car.
Well, I have to admit I tend to fly pretty fast on my bike.
To make it to KB Security that fast, are you sure you're not literally flying?
Why don't I give you a ride sometime? Or better yet, how about now? No, I'll pass, thank you. Why don't you just tell us where it is and we'll go ourselves? What a scaredy cat you are, Nick.
Miss DeLite told us the location of KB Security.
Okay, let's head there right away, Nick.
Okay, now we can get around to love at first sight.
So was it really love at first sight when you met Mr. DeLite? Well, maybe not at first sight, but Ronnie saved my life. Saved your life? I was at work one day when two robbers suddenly rushed in. Well, I'm not the kind to just curl into a little ball in a corner, so I fought back.
Robbers?
Yes, they took me hostage. I was so frightened. They were both carrying these huge knives, and I broke down into tears.
I would too if I were in that situation. Oh, Phoenix.
Oh, I think I get it. Did Mr. DeLite come running in to save you? Yes, exactly. I remember he looked so handsome in that guard uniform of his. He went right up to those two knife-wielding robbers and screamed in their faces. "Please stop it!" he screamed. I could see the robbers' faces turn pale.
That high-pitched shriek of his does have a surprisingly strong effect on people.
Then, crying and swinging his arms like crazy, he attacked the two of them. All by himself, he came to save me, a total stranger. All by himself. He was so scared that he was crying and shaking, but he still risked his life for me. Wow, that's a great story. Yeah, he may not look it, but in a tough situation, there's no one better. That's why I fell in love with him like I did.
That's so romantic. I'd fall in love too, I think.
Nick, I hope you do the same for me if I ever get taken hostage.
With Maya, that possibility always seems to loom in a not-so-distant future. Well, she's told us where to move. We can go to another move. Secret... Should we talk to Ron, maybe? Or do we go straight to the CEO? Is he technically still my client if this is a new case? Maybe I should talk to him like a normal person. Is he available? Is the lad ladding? I already told you, it's not me!
A sad, pitiful line that tapers into silence.
It wasn't quite how I did it, but sounds like they're interrogating Mr. DeLite right now.
Man, and we don't have enough time as it is.
Yeah, well, I guess the police are going crazy just like we are. Yesterday they thought he was just a thief, but now they got a murder case on their hands.
I guess you're right. That guard over there looks a bit on edge, too.
Come on. We'll just have to come back later.
Okay, let's go check out some other place, Nick.
Move, 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 back to the house. Move, move, so we can go to the office. Ah. Tech. So I guess this is where it all went down, huh?
The walls in here look thick, just like you'd expect in a CEO's office.
What does that gotta do with anything? Hey, it's you guys! Me doing the fucking voice again. Kevin is very happy. Oh, it's Detective Gumshoe. Here he is. Today was a real train wreck for you guys, huh?
Sure was, pal. That prosecutor made real fools out of us.
Yeah, I feel for you.
Wow, that's not like you at all. I thought you'd be more like, oh, that was great. You guys got what you deserved, pal. Oh, or something to that effect.
Do I really sound like that to you, pal?
If the gumshoe fits.
Well, anyway. The point is, I can tell when someone puts their heart into their jobs. And I can sympathize when things don't go your way. Sometimes I feel like wrong is the only way things go for us detectives.
Wow, I had no idea Detective Gumshoe was such a nice guy.
Now, if this little love fest is over, maybe we could start investigating? Or we could talk to him, actually.
Detective Gumshoe, tell us what you know about the murder.
Okay, but the thing is, I'm really not supposed to...
Hey, come on. What about we put our hearts into our work? Things are really working against us right now and we need help.
Okay, I'll tell you. Just don't start crying on me, pal.
Okay, I won't cry on you, pal.
The victim's name is Kane Bullitt. He was the CEO of KB Security and a pretty big fella in his own right. His corpse was discovered at 9 o'clock this morning. His estimated time of death was 1 in the morning on October 12th. The cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head, probably an object in this room. It happened at exactly the same time that Mask DeMasque was stealing the urn, huh?
So why did it take almost an entire day to discover the body?
There's a good explanation for that one. Bullett's body was stashed away inside that safe. Safe? Well, it is pretty big. Nobody had heard from him, and when they opened the safe this morning, out he came. Oh, so the body fell out. That white string must be the shape from when he fell.
I think we still need some more information about Mr. Billiard.
Maybe you could stop by getting the man's name right. Start.
So, what happened to Mask DeMasque?
He's at the detention center screaming like a madman. Investigate me again, he keeps yelling. No, I didn't mean him. He's not the real thief anyway, right? Oh, you mean that detective at me? Oh, that was great. That guy got what he deserved.
Now that's the detective I know and love.
Think about it. Amy was always around when the calling card showed up, but he always mysteriously disappeared when the heist took place. I was hiding at the crime scene. Yeah, right. That's the lamest thing I've ever heard. That's just how that's how you just knew he was the thief. That would explain how he was able to retrieve the stolen item he keeps bragging about. Yeah, he just did that to make himself look like a great detective. That's all. But there's this one thing I can't figure out about his first heist. His first heist? Yeah, the Tira Amanon. There was a witness at that one.
A witness?
Here, I saved the newspaper clipping. Since the thief's already under arrest, you guys can keep it.
Hey, this guard here. Haven't I seen him somewhere before?
It's pretty small, so it's kind of hard to see, but now that she mentions it...
Oh, that prosecutor! I really don't like that guy. The way he used our own evidence to do that to Mr. DeLite?
Yeah, I think he did it that way just because he knew it'd hurt more. That's what my gut tells me anyway. So, who is that Java-addicted masked maniac anyway? Prosecutor Godot? He's quite the enigma, huh? The thing is, pal, I never even heard of the guy before. He just showed up one day at the prosecutor's office, came out of nowhere. That's right, he said this was his first case as a prosecutor. And it's true, according to the records anyway, but no way he's an amateur. He's a nice man in court, a maverick that gives me goosebumps.
Goosebumps? You?
Yeah, I knew something was off about him, so I asked around. Nobody would talk to me. They all just turned the other way.
Poor Detective Gumshoe. I had no idea you were so unpopular.
No, that's not what I meant. That Goto guy acts like he knows me and has a grudge against me.
I get the feeling he's hiding some kind of dark secret.
Anyway, let's just leave Gumshoe sad and look at things, I suppose. Big ol' ledger. Check out this big ol' binder.
Leave the heavy lifting to me, Nick.
Reading a file isn't exactly backbreaking work, just a little hard on the eyes.
What did you find out, Nick?
This file, it's not about any sort of security operations or anything. This huge file is all about Mask DeMasque. It's filled with info on him.
What? What kind of info?
It's filled with incredibly detailed information about his methods in the crime scenes.
Hey, Nick, look at the last page.
It's a list. Tear of Amanon, $100,000. This looks like a list of all the treasures that Mask DeMasque stole.
So then, $1,000 is the value of the stolen item?
I don't know. That number sounds kinda low to me. I think I'd better secretly make a copy of this list. Big old desk. This must be the CEO's desk. It's a lot simpler than I would have thought.
Hey, that looks like a super soft chair. Let me try it out just for a second. Oh, nice. I feel just like a CEO. Hey, you! Whip me up a cup of some really expensive import tea and some scones. Move it! This is the life.
The victim sat in that chair just before he was brutally killed, you know.
Ah!
No, tell me how good the chair is. Tell me how soft the chair is. Let me examine the chair.
Wow, look at that huge framed photo.
Tall mountains rising majestically against a dark and cloudy sky.
There's a title written at the bottom of the photo. The greatest sunrise of my life. This is it? This was his best sunrise?
Either this guy didn't get out enough, or he had really rotten luck with the weather.
Maybe if he had lived a little longer, he would have seen some better days.
There was a hacking good sunrise, you don't know.
Oh, there's a button here. Let's see.
Cut it out! Don't press that!
That was pretty funny. I never knew Detective Gumshoe could jump like that.
What is that button anyway? It's an emergency buzzer. It says right there on the panel.
Look, you're right. It's written right there. Nick, how many times do I have to tell you to read the instructions first?
This alarm's connected to the basement guard room. It's used to summon security up here. Really? Then it's possible on the night of the crime.
Oh, so when the CEO was attacked, do you think that maybe he pressed the buzzer?
Yeah, I thought about that, so I asked around down there. But they said that the buzzer never went off that night. Also, we couldn't find any fingerprints on the buzzer. Mr. Bullard, the victim, wasn't wearing any gloves, by the way. Just so you know. I think we better go talk to that guard about this emergency buzzer.
Let's look at something gruesome. Ew, think about it. A dead guy was laying in here all night.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, don't bother asking about fingerprints. There were none. Well, somebody opened the safe on the night of the crime, right?
Yeah, and so?
Well, if Mr. Bullard's body was hidden in here, it must mean that it was opened by either the killer or the victim, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I got some bad news for you, pal. You ready? Okay, shoot. Opening this baby is no piece of cake. There are only a few people who know how to open this safe bell.
Yeah, and?
Everyone that knows how to open the safe had airtight alibis. I checked. Everyone except one, that is. I'm almost afraid to ask. Former Security Chief Ron DeLite.
What? He was a security chief?
So he knew how to open the safe, huh? Yeah, sorry for raining on your parade there, pal.
That was pretty rainy.
These look like some kind of rolling cabinet bookshelf hybrid.
I can't get between these two shelves.
Don't strain yourself trying. It looks like the shelves are controlled by a special panel.
So I guess it's one shelf at a time, huh?
Looks like they're filled with bunches of files. Yeah, files filled with data about security jobs that were hard to handle.
It'd be a good night's reading,
if you've got insomnia.
I was hoping for something a little more exciting, like UFOs or something.
Well, we've swept everything. We've talked everything. We've gotta go find Larry. He's not dating anyone right now, but at least he goes on lunch. Wow, this is really something else.
For a security guard office, it sure doesn't feel very secure.
KB security guard. Oh no, I just remembered. Larry might be.
Hey, Nick, what's up?
That was my worst was up ever. So he is here. Yo, how's it hanging, dude? And you got my sweet little Maya with you too.
Hi, Larry!
Here I was working my fingers to the bone. And in walks an angel! I got no problems with a daytime date. It's all good. No, that's not what we're here for. We're investigating the Bullard murder case. Huh?
Oh yeah, that's right.
You're a lawyer, aren't you? He's so hopelessly clueless. Well, if it's about the murder case, boy, have I got some good info for you.
Really? What is it?
Well, I don't mind sharing it with my sweet little Maya, but Nick here is a different story.
But Larry, I thought you two were old school buddies.
That was then, and this is now.
There's Jackie up there. He's got a...
What does that say? Something's written on this poster in fine print.
A guard's 5 commandments. Oh, this sounds serious. Let's see what it says. Number 1, obey thy superior. Number 2, respect thy superior. Number 3, smile at thy superior. Number 4, salute thy superior. Number 5, buy donuts for thy superior upon command. It's signed Wendy Oldbag, head supervisor. She's one tough old bird, let me tell you. Cross her and you come face to face with her real, genuine ray gun.
Yeah, sounds scary, all right. Well, fortunately, she's on vacation. That's why I'm so relaxed right now. That's my partner's seat. That's not your lunch. Your, partner? Well, that's what I call her. She's my superior, actually. Kind of the old bag lady.
There's tea spilt all over that machine, you know.
Oh, don't worry about it. Just the other day, I spilled some chocolate milk on mine. It still works fine, more or less. They really know how to build them, I guess.
Full of cherries.
Anyway, about the case. Those screens there show what's going on all over the building, everywhere. And it's my job to keep a steady eye on them. All of them. I wouldn't sound so smug if I were you.
Can you watch regular TV on these too?
If anyone would sit here and watch TV instead of working, it's Larry. Hey, Maya, I'm a pro, okay? Besides, you can't get regular TV on it. And how do you know that, Larry? Because that was my first bit of investigation, if you know what I mean. I know what you're thinking! It was a professional investigation, alright? You got the chips, you got the chair, you got the voice prints, he's got the targeting systems. That's my workstation. Pretty cool, huh? I keep a steady eye on the monitors and use that mic for communicating.
Look at all this equipment. It must be hard to operate.
No biggie. I think there's an instruction manual somewhere in this room.
Somewhere?
Instruction manual? What are you going to do in an emergency? Well, I guess I'd start by calmly looking for the instruction manual. During that time, my partner, the old lady, would calmly look for her reading glasses. That's what us security professionals call teamwork. Even Maya and Pearls could run this place better.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
I just got an achievement for investigating everything that old Mac is involved with. Oh shit, do you think Ron DeLite? And that's why he's got the helmet. Anyway, jacket. Hey Larry, that's your jacket, isn't it? That's right.
Did you know you hung it right on top of some kind of lever?
Yeah, sure. I was told to never ever touch that lever. She scowled and hopped at me. Something terrible will happen if you do. Got a greenhorn?
So why hang your jacket on such an important lever?
Because he got me curious. If the jacket's weight pulls the lever down, that's what they call an accident. Doesn't the suspense just kill you? Don't you want to know what'll happen?
It's true. It's killing me too.
What about you, Nick? Yeah, but for a different reason. I think we'll have to talk to him. Actually, I need to get something important out the way. Hey Larry, there's something I want you to look at. Hey Nick, I told you, I'm a pro, and you don't interrupt a pro when he's working. I don't have time to sit and chat with you, alright?
Oh, is that right?
Oh, naturally, I've got time for you though, Maya. We're gonna have to squeeze this guy if we want more info out of him, huh? That wasn't quite what I was looking for. So, what's this good info you were talking about, Larry? Hey, I'm a guard, a pro. I can't just give any information away for free. He wants a bribe? I thought professionals were, I don't know, honest? Can you talk to him, Maya?
Larry, tell us already. What's the good info?
Hey, I like that. This kitten's got some claws. Okay, you really want to know?
Yes, tell me.
Okay, so the thing is, Ron DeLite was an employee here, and naturally, since I'm a pro, I looked into his background. You follow me?
Yes, you're a pro. I follow you. Go on.
Well, 1 year ago, Ron DeLite was fired, and there was no warning at all. It just happened all of a sudden. I know this is a small company, but I think that was pretty awful. I guess he must have done something bad to have gotten fired like that. Like maybe skipping out of work to go pick up hot chicks or something? No, that's just you. So, what is it like to be a part-time security guard? Let me tell you, it's tough. Well, you know me. I get by alright, I guess. First, I have to keep my eye on those monitors. All the time.
Monitors?
There are security cameras set in each room around the building. It's really hard. Sometimes I feel like my eyes are gonna fall out.
Oh.
And if I see something suspicious, I have to contact one of the teams. What teams? The security teams for this company. They're supposedly the best in the business. But I'm no amateur either, so if it's something small, I don't bother calling them. So in other words, you basically watch TV all day long. You were in this office when the murder took place, weren't you? Why do you say that? This is just a part-time job for me, and I can't operate the equipment, and I'm dumb! Even if it is part-time, and even if you are dumb, you're still in charge of security here. Give me a break! Don't try to pin the whole thing on me! That's not fair, Nick! Huh? I don't think you can expect someone like him to take any responsibility. Anyway, the point is, you were here that night, right? Oh no. I knew something smelled bad. And it was the butts after all. Well, it's like I always say. That was then, and this is now, okay? It looks like I'm gonna have to break his Cyclox after all. What is up with his thumb? This man's got a chunky base of the thumb. Let's analyze that. Wow, take a look at these things here. Hey Larry, what are they? Did you say, Hey, man, it's not like I have to know what they are to do my job. I always thought they were just some kind of decoration or something. Oh boy. How did this guy ever get a job here anyway? Some people get things. I should poke a man. Oh, like him on, like a man. Yeah, we'd better talk Larry. So, Cyclox. Let's see if we can get through on this one. The night of the crime. On the night of the crime, were you working hard like you were supposed to? What? Huh? Of course I was! Why wouldn't I have been? But didn't you sneak out of work just yesterday? The bells. Didn't you sneak out of work just yesterday to go see Miss DeLite? But that was that, and this is this. Is there any chance that you snuck out of work last night, too? Never! I didn't sneak out! I'll tell you what, I'll even bet you $1. $1? Wow! Now that's confidence. What's with that drenched-in-the-rain puppy look on your face? Do you have evidence that I left my position, or are you just pulling my chain? The evidence that Larry was not manning his station when this murder happened is...
Take that!
This is the key card to the CEO's office, right? Yeah, that's right. This key card was found inside a wallet. This wallet... You know about this, right? I've never seen it before. Liar! You hand-delivered this wallet to Miss DeLite just yesterday! Give me a break. You can't expect me to remember every little thing that happens. Well, I do expect you to remember something that happened yesterday! What time was it when you found this wallet?
I guess it was around 1 a.m. in the morning on the first floor of a company building.
Well, so Phoenix's brain voice sounds. 1 o'clock in the morning. That's right. In other words, Larry, At the time of the murder, you were away from the security guard office. Ah!
Yeah, but there's something you didn't think about.
What's that?
My shift that day didn't start until 10 p.m.
The murderer might have snuck in before then. What do you mean by that? If the murderer had snuck in before 10 p.m., then it wasn't my fault. It was the fault of the guy whose shift was before mine. Why do I have the feeling that he still doesn't get the seriousness of this? Listen up, Larry. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the killer snuck into the CEO's office after 10 p.m. during your shift.
Take that!
Larry, let me present you the exact same evidence I just handed you. When you use this key card, does it leave a record? Yeah, it does, but I can't show the record to just anyone, you know. That key card data was already made public in the trial today.
What? I didn't know that.
Any kind of request for info like that's supposed to go through me. Boy, does that sound a bit arrogant coming from a part-timer. Anyway, according to the data, the door to the CEO's office was opened with this card. Furthermore, it was definitely used at 1 a.m. the time of the murder.
No way.
Yes, way. Someone used this to get into the CEO's office. That happened at 1 a.m. on the night of the crime, right in the middle of your shift. Oh. Larry, you can't duck your responsibility this time.
Yeah! No!
We've defeated him. Oh, I knew it. It's all my fault. It's my fault that the boss was killed. My fault! Larry, there was nothing I could do. I have important issues to deal with too, man. What happened that night anyway? My Donna happened? Huh? Your Donna? I got a bad feeling about this. Yeah, my Donna called and said I have to talk to you right away. So I went to see her and he was standing right there next to her. Who was?
Her new boyfriend?
It was like some horrible joke. Before I knew what was going on, the guy socked me right in the kisser. Normally I'm the one who does the punching. Isn't that right, Maya?
Yeah.
So, is that why you left the security guard office? I'm sorry. It's all my fault. How could I ever make up for it, Nick? What can I do? What? He's curled up on the floor, crying like a baby. Oh boy. Nick! Is there anything I can do? Anything, just name it. I'll do whatever I have to make up for it. I swear! Larry. Hey, Nick, as long as he's offering, why don't you show him the evidence we've got? Maybe we'll get at least one bit of useful information out of him then. Nick! At least we have a few new things in evidence. Oh, look at that. I can't see my mouse, but I'm examining the nose. The buzzer in the CEO's office is directly connected to this room, right? That's right! Just like my heart is connected to yours, Maya. Uh-huh. Go ahead, Maya. Press the buzzer in your heart. I promise I'll come running to your rescue like the professional guard I am. Wow, that was pretty good. Thanks. I tried. Do you think you could tell us about the buzzer now?
Yes, please tell us.
Okay, I guess so.
Prepare to be wowed.
Prepare to be wowed? Was there a buzzer in here? Good.
I accidentally pressed the buzzer earlier.
Yeah, I heard it. So that was you, huh? You're a security guard, aren't you? Why didn't you come to the CEO's office? Well, this is the 3rd floor of the basement. The CEO's office is on the 1st floor. I thought it'd be a good idea to adopt a wait-and-see approach. Plus, there's a police detective here, right? I just didn't think it was necessary. It's as if he's trying to win an award for the laziest person on the planet.
Let's get back to talking about the night of the murder, okay? Is it true that the buzzer didn't go off that night?
There must be a record, right? You must have had a look at it, right? Of course I did! I couldn't possibly have made a mistake either.
Do you think you could take just one more look for me? Pretty please?
Oh, okay. I just can't say no to you, Maya.
What do you think, Nick?
He's probably right. I don't think—
Ah! You cut off your line, Nick! What's wrong?
I made a mistake!
Huh? But how?
It can't be. It's impossible! Okay, enough. What about the records? The night, it went off just once. In the morning. At around 1 a.m.
1 a.m.? That's when the murder happened.
Really? Are you serious? That's terrible! It can't be! Liquidating. Okay, dunderhead. Will the thing I'm looking for happen? I think I'll just call him dunderhead again. So, coming upstairs. You can't see what I just looked at, and you can't see what I just looked at with us disdain. So, this is all going well. Hunt, 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 hunt. Hunt, 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 hunt. Hunt, 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 hunt. Hunt, 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 hunt. Hunt, 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 hunt. If I go here, he's not out yet. Maybe it'll be hopping around. Zombie Faye, she's been slitted. Took the gumshoe a bit more. I don't know. We have man.
Detective guy, stumped you. Tell us more about Mr. Shane Bluebard.
That's Kane Bullard, not Shane Bluebird, pal.
Oh, yeah. The victim in the case just doesn't make much of an impression on me.
Well, you were the victim up till Mr. Bullard was found dead. Yeah, and his body wasn't discovered until this morning. Anyway, we don't have enough information yet, and the game's not moving. Can you help us out? Sorry, I'm actually a little confused myself. For some reason, I'm just blabbing like an idiot right now.
Okay, Nick, now's our chance to get more information about the victim, so hurry up and ask.
You doing good? You doing good, Blabber? Can you tell us some more about Mr. Bullard? You a good boy?
He was the CEO of KB Security, right? What kind of company is it anyway?
Well, the name says security. And the initials say security. So I'm thinking, you know, the company basically sends security teams out to buildings to guard them. Mr. Bullard must have had the chance to learn a lot of secrets doing this kind of work. Oh? And I don't know how to put this, but the guy was kind of a money grubber.
Really? Me too? I just love money. Can't ever get enough.
Please stop leaning in towards me like that. You aren't getting to my wallet. Anyway, it looks like he did some pretty shifty stuff to earn his millions.
Oh, so that's my problem. I need to be shiftier.
Let me go already. Apparently, he was involved in selling trade secrets between rival companies.
Oh, that's pretty dirty and underhanded.
Yeah. Oh, KB Security used to head security operations against Mask DeMasque.
What? Really?
Yeah, and after screwing up so many times, the company's reputation really took a nosedive. So it really was Bullard who sent Ron the blackmail letter, huh? Speaking of blackmail letter, what if I gave you it? About this blackmail letter. I've been thinking a lot about it too, pal. Why would Kane Bullard have been blackmailing Ron DeLite anyway? Well, Mr. DeLite used to work at KB Security, right? But what was it that made him quit?
Nick, that's it! Maybe that's the same reason he's being blackmailed.
Well, I'm in the middle of investigating that right now.
Oh, alright.
Would you like a wallet? Would you like my badge? Take a look at my attorney's badge. You still doing that thing? A real man keeps his mouth shut. He carries a swell police badge, pal. He does consider himself to be a real man's man, see? The kind of guy who won't... He keeps the city clean, pal, and he lives like a king, though he eats ramen noodles every night. I'm talking, I've been taking, I've been talking, I've done tookin'. I've been talking, I've done tookin', I've done teakin'. Do you think we can talk to him yet? Oh, good.
Ah! Mr. Wright! Mr. DeLite! Did they finish the interrogation?
Yes, but please don't leave me alone anymore! Mr. DeLite, you lied to us before, didn't you? Well, you see... On the same night the sacred urn was stolen from the Lordly Taylor department store, a blackmail letter you got summoned you to KB Security to hand over some money. And then, that's where the CEO, Kane Bullard, was murdered. But there's only one Ron DeLite, am I right? So the only question is, where were you that night? This time I want to hear the whole truth. Your life depends on it. Okay. Mr. DeLite, do you still insist that you are Mask DeMasque?
Isn't that what I've been saying since yesterday?
That was a quick response. Tell me about it. To be honest, it's starting to get irritating.
But listen, Mr. DeLite. At the trial today, we learned the true identity of the thief, didn't we? At the trial last week.
When he jacked off in front of everyone? Desperately?
What is he groping at?
He walks by himself? Why does this arm keep moving? I guess it's true. I wasn't the one who stole the urn.
Of course not. After all, you were at KB Security at the time.
So then, the person dressed up as Mask DeMasque in this photo, it's gotta be Detective Atney.
It's gotta be Detective Atney.
So that night, you didn't go to Lordly Taylor, you went to KB Security, right?
Yeah,
I went to KB Security at the time the blackmail note said I should.
alright. What happened next?
Well, I used to work there, so I knew where the CEO's office was. I knocked, but there was no answer. So then I used the keycard to unlock the door. That's probably when he dropped his wallet. When I went into the CEO's office, someone was in there. Someone? Then suddenly they bashed me over the head. Bam!
Was it Kane Bullard that hit you?
I don't know. The person ran away while I was still stunned. When I came to my senses, the sight I saw left me speechless. The dead body of the CEO was right there in front of me. I thought I was about to die myself. Anyway, I thought I should do something with the body. So that's why you put it in the safe? Yeah, that's right. I used to be the chief of one of the security teams, so I knew how to open it.
Okay, and what did you do after that?
Well, I got out of there for starters. I was the one who set up the security cameras in that building, so I knew how to avoid being spotted by them.
Nick, all of a sudden Mr. DeLite kinda sounds like the murderer to me.
Please don't say that.
Mr. DeLite, is it true that 1 year ago you were forced to quit KB Security?
How did you... I'm begging you, please don't tell Desi, please!
Don't worry, we haven't told anyone yet.
Thank goodness. No, but I suppose I'll have to tell her sometime. She'll find out eventually.
Why have you been hiding it from her anyway?
Desi would despise me if she ever found out I was living a life of crime. A criminal, a thief, she'd never forgive me. My marriage would be over.
Knowing that, why did you become a thief in the first place?
Because Desi spends money like it's water. There's no job in the world that could bring in enough money. Except being a thief. At least, that's what I thought, anyway. So he became Mask DeMasque for Desiree, huh? No, let me stop pressing the wrong button for a second. A red diamond, huh? Where'd you get the red diamond from? Whose red diamond was that? Hey! This is an article about my debut heist! Boy, that was a tough one. Before I knew it, they were hot on my trail.
But Mask DeMasque, he must have gotten away, right? It says in the article he disappeared.
That's right! I got a sudden burst of inspiration.
I hid my Mask DeMasque costume in a nearby plastic bucket, and I quickly changed into my security guard uniform. Pretty clever, huh? Wow, awesome! Hey, hold the phone! The guard in this photo. Is this you, Mr. DeLite? That's right. Nice trick, if I do say so myself. Nice and easy to figure out. Even Pearls could see through that in a heartbeat. But as you might expect, Detective Atme found the disguise, and he truly deserves the title of Ace Detective. Detective Atme found the Mask DeMasque disguise? That's interesting. Yeah, and I heard that he brought it home with him. So that's it. That's when Atme got his hands on this. Thanks to that, I got the chance to remake my costume. That must have been really time-consuming, huh? Yeah, it took quite a while to complete. Anyway, a few days after that, I received the first of the blackmail letters. Blackmail letters? You got them starting when? Tell me more, now! Desk slam, presumably. Multiple desk slams. Hey, calm down. Don't get so worked up. This blackmail letter, is this the first one you got? No, of course not. But this is the first one that ever called me out to a specific location. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yeah, just a few days after the Tier of Emanon heist. That first letter, it said, I know you did it. So someone found out about your true identity? Just like that? It's not easy being a master thief, you know? I've got proof that I was you. I got proof that it was you, so give up, it went on to say. So in the end, I had to give up the treasure I went through all that trouble to steal. Is that right? Hey, hang on a second. What did you mean you have to give it up? Oh, don't worry. After I put the jewel in the safe deposit box, the letter specified, someone sent me $10,000. No one said anything about me being worried, you know. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. Plans? What are these plans you're talking about? There were instructions on how to steal a crown or a painting or some other rare treasure. They showed security blind spots, escape routes, and even suggested training methods. So, you mean the one who planned the heists wasn't you? No, it wasn't. I only planned the very first one. After that, I received plans from some very kind person, incredibly detailed plans. It sounds like Mr. DeLite is thankful to the person that was blackmailing him. A little. So, Ron DeLite was a Mask DeMasque after all? But someone else is behind the thefts. Someone who planned them all out in detail. All I had to do was deposit the treasures I stole into the safe deposit box. Then I just waited for the cash to come in the mail. Could you try not to look so gleeful about that? So you went after the sacred urn because of one of those plans, too? Well, see, truth is I've never seen the urn. All I did was follow the instructions and steal what I was told to steal. Mr. DeLite, is everything you've just told me the truth? Yeah. But please don't tell Desi, okay? Ron, before we go, there's one more thing I want to ask. Yeah? Please don't hurt me. Mr. Kane Bullard, do you swear that it wasn't you who killed him? Yes, of course! I could never— I'm not lying! All I did was hide his body in the safe. But then I was afraid they'd discover what I did, so I turned myself in yesterday. Why? Well, if the judge had ruled that I was guilty of robbery, then I'd have an alibi, right? I guess so. You're really clever, Mr. DeLite. I guess I have no choice but to take Mr. DeLite at his word. Mystic Maya! Hey, Pearly! I'm back! Hey, Pearls. So, what have you been up to this whole time?
The sacred urn, Mr. Nick. I took it back to Karine Village to have it examined.
And? What did you find out?
Well, there's no need to worry. They said it's the real urn.
Whew, That's a relief. I was really worried.
But there's one small problem.
Problem?
These cute little pink splotches, they said that it's paint and that they were put on the urn recently.
Why are we talking about the pink splotches again? What's the big deal?
What's the big deal? We've got to find out how they got there. That's the big deal.
Yes, Mr. Nick, we gotta find out how they got there.
Okay. We'll go find out how they got there. Please don't forget about me. Hey, he's never seen it before. Do you think we should show it him? That's kind of strange.
What is?
Up until now, Mask DeMasque has gone after famous works of art and treasures. Why did he suddenly decide to steal this plain-looking urn that nobody would want? You make it sound like you had nothing to do with the theft. Well, it wasn't me that chose to steal the urn. Well, we have an urn. We have an urn. We need to perform an urn party. Let's party and acquire an urn. So do we have anywhere left to go? Or is it just... I think we just have to talk to Adrian now.
Oh, Pearl, how nice to see you.
Hello there.
I haven't seen you around lately. What have you been up to?
Well, actually, I was having this urn examined.
Oh, I see.
Maybe if we take another good look at this urn, we can figure out the mystery of what actually happened here.
Nick, let's look around one more time.
Burr! Anyway, this box is disturbingly pink. There's something about this box that's bothering me.
That's the box that the secret urn was in.
It looks like there's some pink paint on it, too.
And it's definitely the same color as the stuff from the urn.
Stop. I think I know how the paint got on it now.
Let's investigate again, Nick. Whoop.
It looks to me like it's been dry for several days.
There's something suspicious about the paint mark. See? It does the thing. It's pink.
Mr. Nick, could it be that the odd shape is...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. This is why it does the thing.
That's the box the sacred urn was in, that we just looked at.
Hey, looky here. There's paint on the box, too.
Dude! It matches.
Dude.
What is it, Mr. Nick?
This is all turning out exactly as I thought it would. I think it's all starting to become clear. We're that much closer to solving the mystery of what happened to the urn.
Delayed.
I feel like she should move here because she's on this side of the screen. Well, now that we have an urn box and an urn, and therefore have evidence about the fact it's the real urn, maybe we should psychoanalyze again. Do psychoanalysis. That might be a good idea. So do you know anything about the urn, Miss Andrews? Miss Andrews panics. It's like, I know the exhibit, goddammit. The urn specifically. The urn is strange. Well, yes, the urn is strange. Maybe it's a fake urn.
It could be a fake.
A fake?
You're the one who said it wasn't the same, so that's the most obvious explanation.
Do you have evidence the urn was genuine? Yes, we have the urn. Sorry to break it to you, but the urn is the genuine article. Pearls went back to Corrine Village and had it examined.
Is that right? That's nice, but I don't see how...
What she discovered was that the urn had been broken. Again.
Did you say again?
Yeah, it was broken once a year ago. And now it looks like the same thing has happened. And quite recently, too.
Recently? Are you saying that this urn was broken recently?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Why do you think it was broken recently? How do you know?
How do I know? Do I...
Take that!
That's not the right fucking evidence. God damn it. Heck. Why did I do that? And what did I've been shot again. It was broken recently. Come on, you know it. I'm not gonna yield to you on this point.
Category, please. Now I'll ask you one more time, Mr. Wright. Why do you think it was broken recently?
I should go back to the flyer, which makes more sense to present.
Take that!
This poster, it was made recently, right?
Poster? The poster for the exhibit!
At the time when this photo was taken, the urn said I am on it. But now, for some mysterious reason, it says Ami. When the urn was fixed, the letters were transposed.
I am? What does that even mean? I don't know anything about that. I wasn't even there when the photo for this poster was taken.
That was a mistake. Now, tell the truth.
Wait!
4.
Even if the urn was broken, I had nothing to do with it.
Huh?
Yes, that's it. It must have been one of the people at the photo shoot. They probably dropped it. I'm sure that's what happened.
It looks like she's not going to give up that last Cyclops so easily.
Do you have any proof the urn was broken here at Lordly Taylor?
Do I...
Take that!
Well, Miss Andrews?
What is this supposed to mean?
There's pink paint all over this urn. And there's pink paint all over the floor and walls of this basement warehouse. In other words, this urn was broken here. You can't weasel your way out of this one, Miss Andrews.
But
Uh-oh. She's trying to make her escape.
you can get pink paint anywhere.
Well, there's none in my office, that's for sure.
Well, there is in my room.
Liar.
Anyway, the paint on the urn and the paint on the floor, there's no proof that it's the same paint.
Oh, come on, this is getting ridiculous. The proof linking the paint on the urn to the paint on the floor is... Blackety box.
Take that!
This box. The urn was stored in this, right?
Yes, that's right.
Well, there's pink paint on the box as well. I think you already know where I'm going with this, don't you?
Yes, more or less.
The paint on the floor has an odd shape imprinted on it, doesn't it?
Yes.
If you put this box into the impression in the paint, you can see it fits perfectly. Which means this box was dropped right over there. And that is when the urn was broken.
Your name does you justice, Mr. Wright.
Isn't it right, Mr. Justice?
Yay, my soul was restored.
I'm so sorry. I was the one who broke the urn. Boy, does this make me feel like some kind of evil school teacher.
I'm a terrible person. Not only did I break it, but I tried to hide what I did. Well, that's not so hard to understand, is it, Pearly?
No, not at all. I know just how she feels.
It happened about 2 weeks ago. Just after the poster photo was taken, on the same day the urn arrived here, I thought I'd put it away down here for safekeeping. I was carrying it in the box when I tripped on a paint can and lost my balance. The box I was carrying crashed into the ground. I heard a terrible noise, and I thought my heart was going to stop. Fearing the worst, I opened the lid of the box, and that's when it happened. The broken pieces of the urn fell out of the box and landed right in the paint. I was in shock and let out a huge scream. I can totally see how that could have happened.
Yeah, as clumsy as she is, I'm sure Maya understands. Phoenix? Being the little sassy man? On this? Like a day after That's Right, Ace Attorney TV, where he's a little sassy man?
Well, I knew it was the most important treasure in all of Karine Village, so I tried as hard as I could to fix it. Fortunately, the shards were pretty big. And that's when the I am got changed to Ami. I didn't know how it was originally written, but any sane person fixing it would have assumed it said Ami.
Any sane person? Really?
Oh, Pearls. She said she wasn't very good at spelling.
Anyway, I put the urn into the storeroom and no one has seen it since then. But there's something I don't get. When we first came here, I didn't see any paint stains. Well, that's because it was so ugly and embarrassing. I used the golden statue to cover it. The Ami face statue.
Uh-huh. The first time that we came down here, it was on the night that the sacred urn was stolen.
But Mr. Nick, there were no paint marks on the walls or floor at the warehouse when we were here.
Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. And I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it.
I see.
Now it makes perfect sense.
But there's still one thing I find strange.
What is it, Pearl?
The day after the urn was stolen, we came here again. At that time, the statue had been moved and the paint was clearly visible.
She's right about that. Well, Miss Andrews?
Huh? What? I don't know anything about that. I placed it there to cover the paint, so why would I move it again?
Well, then who was it?
Hold it! Ow. Ow. We have been interrupted by God Ezio, subscribing for 38 months. Ow.
Who was it? Who would have done it and why?
On the day before the theft, the statue was definitely closer to the door. Then the next day, it was moved. But why? It looks like there's some connection between the sacred urn and the murder case.
Why? Why do you think so, Nick?
Because that night, the real thief, Ron DeLite, was at KB Security. So then why did another Mask DeMasque show up here? A lot of different things are pointing to one undeniable fact.
One undeniable fact?
The murder trial is starting tomorrow, then. It looks like that thief is going to be making another appearance. My goodness, that's the end of the chapter.